Hello and welcome back to Railway Empire. We have a lot to do today, don't we? As usual, which is good. Makes me excited. And as always, I want to thank you in the comments. We have a couple of old locos. I'm sure there's more than the two over at the, what was it, the weaving factory. Heading to the weaving factory in Manchester anyway. So that would be the sheep farm. Yeah, those two need replacing. We should see the 15 cities at 60,000. I think that's the one at 1849. That one should be the easiest of the three. The other two, buying out dock, and then is it 8? 8 cities at 120,000. Those two are going to be a little tricky. Right, let's get off the bulldozer before I destroy Hereford. Tasks. It is 8 at 120,000. There we go. We're at 14 of 15 for a population of 60,000. That's the easier of the two there. And then, yes, put all of your competitors out to pasture. I mean, out of business. We've got 3 points to spend. That's a good start, isn't it? Price of new locos. Cheaper, please. Thank you. How many we got? Oh, we're done in trains and locomotives. That's everything we can buy, and we've got 3 left. Then we can concentrate on museums, which will help our cities grow and hit that task. Okay, before we do anything, well spotted guys, I did notice it in editing, obviously not in recording, and I would have forgotten if it wasn't in the comments, so I appreciate that greatly. Shall we get you with a new train? There we go. I mean, it was nice that they were still running, but it's going to boost our throughput there, isn't it? And help Manchester create some more tweed. Oh, look at that. Liverpool has grown already. Yeah, we can upgrade this now, can't we? While I should be buying shares in dock. Oh, goodness me, it's all go. Hull, I think, should make clothes and just be done with it. Yeah, we're going to have to be careful that we always leave, should we say 430,000 in the bank so that we can build these whenever they pop up. Now, what this does do is reduce how much money we make on them because they're producing it in-house, as it were, with their own materials. It is a good way to make extra money if you have these two separate, and likewise anything that relies on other goodies. But because growth is a thing we need to think about, we need to get that produced as soon as possible and then distributed across our networks. So that's what I'm doing with Hull. Yeah, we're going to have to wait on our money. Should we get some trains up and running? That's a relatively cheap option, isn't it? Not down in London. We're okay at the moment. Our towns are going to be growing fast and they're going to be asking for all sorts of new things for us to build, so we definitely need the funds in the bank. What else are we going to put in there? Currently it's just tweed and clothes. Hereford, this is where I'm going to go against the grain. Hereford are going to make the tweed, and Birmingham are going to make the clothes, but that's because they're pretty much off the main network and they can just pass it off between this warehouse. Spy, oh, that will help us get over to museums faster. Dock it is, you're the only one left. We'll grab whatever we can. So let's get a train running. Guys, every time. Freight only. I don't know why I'm doing it now, it doesn't matter. But I have to, because if I start a new scenario, I will forget. There we go, we're taking some cloth. Let's get a route to that warehouse from Birmingham.
Your tracks have grown and wealth has been brought into the cities. That is more than simple entrepreneurship.
Well, guys, there we go. We're going to check on that in a second. But this allows us to set it and forget it a little bit for our delivery of tweed to Birmingham. Freight only. Grab a locomotive. Wrexham just grew as well. I'm going to have trouble keeping up, aren't I? It's lovely. Right. A quick look at the situation with Doc. His shares are ridiculous. We really need an analyst, don't we? Absolutely. Wrexham. Hereford grew. We're just about to leave Hereford. Right, quickly. I don't think we need a university anymore. From now on, it's going to be all about museums. Museums, of course, help our cities grow easier. And we'll pop over to Wrexham. Wrexham, again, a nice museum in Wrexham. And what else do we want to do with Wrexham? I guess we should up the production of our steel here. Yeah, because then we can send more and more steel down to Liverpool, who we boosted for our spam production. And they should be spamming the warehouse. There we go. Right, so that's that bit sorted. We might need to up that as well. And get us another train running. That being the salt. Yeah, we need to get the salt running a little more. Yeah, definitely going to need another train, aren't we? Because we're taking apples and salt now. So let's duplicate you and see if you get a bit more salt. There we go. Taking a little bit more salt and a couple of apples as well. Salted apples. Is that a thing? I'm not sure. There's some slightly savoury apple things. No, I'm not overly convinced by that. Let's take a quick look at our cities. Right, we've got Birmingham growing, Brighton growing, Cambridge is definitely growing, and Edinburgh's on the rise now as well. Glasgow, Hereford, Hull, and all these guys are maxed out. Does that mean we've got to keep an eye on anything that is 4? Is that 5 stars out of 6? Let's see. What sort of population is that? Well, I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to help us, is it? That information isn't going to help us. Oh, I saw some old trains. That's going to be a freight train. We might as well do this, right? And then we'll get some building done. What are you? Breeding. You've got to be a new train as well. It was that train with the tender on the front. Here's another one, isn't it? Yeah, there it is with the tender on the front. There's all sorts of confusing. We'll take those. I know it's pricey, but we'll take it. It might come in useful later on. We've got a surveyor. We need you on that train. Beautiful. Surveyor. No green arrows, so we're not interested. It doesn't really matter what he does at this stage of the game. We have plenty of money in the bank. Now we can get a bit of a build going. What do we want to do? Well, we've got to make sure these guys are getting everything they need. Fish is an issue. Well, I'll tell you what. We've got fish up here. Fortunately, this bit is fairly flat, isn't it? As he can't build anything. There we go. We'll get it up there. Yeah, it's not too terrible. We're going to have to be careful because there is a limit to how long tunnels can be. I would like one branch. It looks like there's a nice dip in the hills or mountains there. To go into Wrexham fairly direct, and then the other one can branch in to the main freight network. One going that way, and then we'll branch off and head out this way as well. I guess yeah, that should do, shouldn't it? Let's see if we can't get the Wrexham connection done. The ground is just rough there, so let's build us a point first at 2%. That's nice, isn't it? We could hug round here. Yeah, do you know, I'm going to build this section off here and see what sort of angle we need. We're going to have to cross the river, aren't we? That's going to be too tight to go round like that. Yeah, it's going to be right on the edge. Unfortunately, I don't think... Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, it might work. It's going to be a bit close to the edge of that river, isn't it? We'll see. Oh, go on. Really? We can draw point to the station and adjust it in the middle as necessary. I mean, that works. It's kind of lovely, isn't it? Ooh, it's a bit direct. How much does it cost us? Are we going to pay through the nose for something very efficient to get to Wrexham? I'm going to say yes. It might allow us... Yeah, do you know what? It might allow us to branch off that way. No, this would just be a mess. We'll use the other 2 tracks to head into the main line up here. It will head that way and allow fish to go to... I guess we could send it to this warehouse. There is no fish around here. Other than up there, we could send it from there as well. Yeah, but you get right down there. It's right in the corner. None of these guys on the south coast, Brighton, Southampton, have access to fish in any easy way. They'd have to... Whoa, it's rough, isn't it? We could do a warehouse to warehouse, I guess. Possibly. There's no fish down that end either, so we should be... Oh, there is, isn't there? It's up there. We can have a direct line. Right. Plans are afoot, guys. But fish, having fish going to Wrexham is rather nice. Let's get us the other connection in. Where do we want to come in? Somewhere like that. Yeah. Like there? I mean, that works. It's rough, but it does work. I would prefer... How on earth are we going to get through there? Through this bit? We can have slightly less tunnels. Oh, then we got a bridge. We don't need a bridge. Do we? Do we need a bridge? I don't think so. Right, 2% there. We've got a nice cutting. Oh, I like this. And then you got a cutting there. Let's drop that down. A couple of little tunnels. I do like that. And then we'll drop this one down. 1% on that. Okay, this is going to have to be quite the tunnel, isn't it? Yeah, if we want to stay relatively flat along there, it's not too bad. We've managed to avoid the long tunnel, maximum tunnel length, which is key. Yes, we could drift around the side here, but we're at the point where we need to supply rather than worry about beautiful scenery. I like that one with a little bridge in the middle of 2 tunnels. There we go, we've got access now. And we could also branch off before that junction and join in up this end. But that's for a future plan. And it might not be needed. It depends how many cities we end up with that are close to that 120k. Also, I completely forgot about the fact he said anything about our task being complete. It is. There we go, and it's very, very gold. 3 of 8. Wasn't there 2 of 8? That's beautiful. We are not forgetting about Doc. We're going to deal with him. Right, we've got some signalling. We're obviously going to need some towers on here. And there's absolutely no way we can fit a maintenance yard anywhere on here. So we'll go supply tower down there. Probably one after the tunnel as well, just to make sure they never run out. We've got our signals in. We're going to have to shift this signal at this station, and that could cause some headaches. And we've got the signals here. We'll need another supply tower on that section of track. Probably either end of our long tunnels there. There we go. That'll do nicely. Let's get a maintenance yard on there. First, we'll just send a train in, or 2, into Wrexham. Probably just 1 to start with. It's get them fish quite easily, won't it? Freight only. Absolutely. Wait until full. I don't think it'll be waiting for long, but we'll get it set up anyhow. There we go. Lots of fish for Wrexham. Were Wrexham struggling on fish? They were. That should help them grow. Somehow, they're struggling on beef as well, which is bizarre. Did we ever give them a train running from the warehouse? Murray Farm. No, we didn't. Oh, guys, I'm a terrible person. We could go up there into... well, yeah, we could reverse, couldn't we? I'll tell you what, that's not a bad idea. Set up rail line. Go up into there. We'll just pull into this station and reverse. It's kind of a freighty area, isn't it? So there's all sorts of shenanigans that might be going on. And what do we want to put in here? Do we want wood in there, or do we want... Oh, I tell you what we do want in there. We probably want our fish pies once they can make them. I sort of like that idea. Yeah, we'll go with fish pies. It's going to help all the other cities grow that are running from there, including Birmingham eventually. So they might grow to the point where they're massive. Okay, so we've got our cloth. Let's up the production of cloth. We're going to need plenty of that. Are we taking enough from here? Probably yes. I would say yes we are. We just need an extra train to help out this one. There we go. Duplicate you. Now what we should do is actually assign that to a separate platform. They're both using P2 for whatever reason. So you're going to use P1 when you come back. And that keeps them separated. You'll see he's waiting to go in. They don't change platforms as far as I know. Unless it's got the signal control thing going on. Oh yeah, I didn't put a supply tower on here, did I? The supply tower, there we go. Get you. Oh, if I put you up there, you can you can stop by. What is this? Edinburgh grows. Really? Well, yes, they might grow indeed. Well, that's good to know. They're on the up and up. How are we doing down at Hull? I know we're going to be skipping around quite a bit. Peterborough. Just want to double check Peterborough. We should bump their steel production because we've got a bit of money in the bank, haven't we? Surveyor. Are you going to... Oh, you do supply green ticks. What do you offer us? Oh, well, tunnels might be useful. No, not now. We just did it. Yeah, we'll go for a full-on cheaper routes as well. There we go. And in fact, it's going to be quite a bit more once she's level 5. Brilliant. We're ignoring this train. Once Birmingham has grown, we're going to give them their tailors, and that will not be an issue anymore. Let's check on how much we're delivering and where we're delivering to. Does Hereford get any fish? Because that will give them a boost, won't it? They do not. Let's give you some fish. We're just going to give them a single train as a bit of a top-up. You're going to go in like that. That's horrible. Let's give them a better route through there, shall we? Yeah, we need that to go... Oh, that's just awful, isn't it? How are we going to get you round there? Oh, yeah, we could branch off this way. In fact, could we sort of hook up Swansea down here? We don't have to do much with them. As we need to concentrate on big cities, starting a new city like this would be possibly not a good idea. Let's take them back all the way there. We've got potatoes as well to bring in. Yeah, this is possibly a good move because we could hook up the potatoes then for our growing cities. Terminals. Right, let's get you in. Swansea terminus. You're going to be aiming that way. Do you know, we've kind of got a nice place here for, you can probably guess what I'm going to put there. That's right, a maintenance yard. We'll get you sat nicely, I'm hoping. Alright, there was a lot of wiggle jiggle going on there. Right, there we go. There we go. Now, can we get over to there? I think we can. It does send us over the river quite nicely. Do we need to come in like that? I mean, technically, we don't have to, do we? We could branch off that way and bypass this entirely for that. Yeah. Do you know, I prefer that. We'll have this as a main line into Swansea with a branch line coming off here. Where is Cardiff? Down that way. Yeah, so it can pretty much follow how the other one was going, I think. It can go that way, can't it? Yeah, and get down to the floor there. There we go. I think that'll do us just fine. This can then, I'm hoping, slide into here somewhere. There, that'll do. It gives us a connection then, doesn't it? To the direct to the fish for Swansea there. Are we going to do anything with Swansea? Not entirely convinced. This can then join up with the main line and maybe take some fish to Hereford. And then we don't have to worry about taking fish to Hereford from this fish farm, and we can just have a whole slew of trains run down into the warehouse down there. They can go this way. Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, we could branch off early, but there's a lot of maintenance yards there to deal with heavy traffic. Right, we have a connection of sorts. This makes this a little tricky, I think, because we've got the potatoes there. No, we're good. We're good. There we go. Beautiful. And then this one, we're going to have to be careful about the potatoes. Can go right up there. Oh, isn't that lovely? Now, our fish should have now gone into here, I think, because we're going to have to cross over traffic, aren't we? Although this could go into anywhere, really, couldn't it? We could send it to warehouses, or I guess what we could do is send it round the back here of this farm. Keep off the main line then. Oh, we don't need it going into the bridge at all, do we? We could have it going in after the bridge and over here. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one excessive bridge, but I don't mind. I think we're at the point in the game now, aren't we, where we can just pay for fancies and get a really busy network going. And that keeps traffic separate. I sort of like it, guys. We somehow got there. And it's all about the fish, because we need to get that fish moving. I mean, in hindsight, this would have been a good idea to go into this maintenance yard. But it does separate any of the freight we're going to be running from that fish farm away from any passenger lines. And we'll get all this new area signalled up, and we'll get fish delivered to that warehouse. That'll give Birmingham some fish as well. I mean, we could send the odd train here and there that has fish on it, but we'll also send trains into the warehouse. We'll definitely need some supply towers on these runs, that's for sure. We haven't done the experiment yet. We will be eventually. Obviously this one will need one because they don't have one at all. Right, you go on there before the bridge. And do we have one down here? We don't. We'll put you on there. This should be okay. That should be okay. We have one there. We have one there. We have them heading from the fish. Right, let's set up some more lines. And we're going to have this one run direct into Hereford's Southern Station. Yeah, Southern Station. Freight only. And we'll give you wait until full. And we'll get you a train on there. We're going to send a whole bunch of... Oh, not yet, we're not. We're going to send a whole bunch of trains into this station. This warehouse that will have fish on board. Maximum. So, set up rail line. We're going to duplicate probably 4 of these. 4. Wait until full. Freight only. Get you going. Add a locomotive. And we'll duplicate you. 1, 2, 3. There'll be a bit of a queue to get on. And we're going to quickly buy this. He won't buy it, thankfully. I know it's at 100%. That was all sorts of the wrong order. For some reason, I thought I owned that already. But I don't. Do now. Oh, really? This is going to be pricey. That's fine. That's fine. I don't want Doc to get another industry. That's the last thing we need him to do. We've got to start buying off some of his shares. Although I would prefer to wait on an analyst. Doc, seriously, stop. He's really trying to spend down money, isn't he? Is that more than 3 times he's done that? That's cheeky if he has. There we go, we got it. You're not having it, Doc. You're really not. Right, we've got a whole bunch of trains going down there. Let's get this upgraded. And we're going to make a fortune off that anyway. Yeah, one more. There we go. That should be enough. It'll get us loads of fish moving. We'll send one off into the warehouse from there. We run through Hereford, but I don't mind. That's fine. We don't really... Well, we could finish this line off, couldn't we? And then that would work. Yes. Yeah, oh, I've cut us off, guys. I've cut us off down here. well, we could drift in between there. That's fine. Yeah, I can make this work. We'll just set this up, freight only, and then we'll do a little change to that line, and this will look a lot better. Right, get you going. We might need to up that as well. There we go. Now this, yeah, because this is branching that way now. What a mess. What have I done? It'll be lovely. Right, that's going in there. We should be able to get this working nice. That can't do that anymore though. Oh, it can, can't it? Yes, it can. It can go from there. Sort of. I mean, it's not pretty. It is freight yard access. Yeah, I think we can get this done. And tidily as well. This can branch off from here. There we go, something like that. We'll do the inside first so we know what the maximum radius is, and then we'll slide in up there. Can you see what I'm up to? That's going in there. This is heading off that way. Hey, there we go. That gives us a lot of access in all sorts of directions. This is now functioning. Yes, it probably will need some supply towers, but fortunately the game does tell us when you forgot some, which I do sometimes. Right, I'm going to stick one on there before I forget. There we go, there we go. We need a new signal just there, blocking that. That's fine. We have that up and running. Have you taken a better route? It's beautiful. There we go. You bypass Hereford, straight into the warehouse. We have connections galore. I love it. In fact, this could be a thing, couldn't it? How are we doing on the growth here? You are growing. You are about to get some fish, which is going to help you grow more. You're not getting any beef, really. We've got beef up here. It's a little awkward to get you down to Hereford, but we could put a station the other side. That is a plan going forward. Do we have enough iron? It's a bit tight, isn't it? Do we have enough coal? Trying to think of steel production from Peterborough. Are you making enough tools? You are not. Let's get you upgraded. I promised we'd have a little connection from Lloyd Logging. That's a shortcut that bypasses the warehouse. So I'd like to do that before we go. We're going to branch out of here and go direct down to Dover for their wood so that they can make their paper. Somewhere up there should be nice. It's a big bridge, but what do you expect? we are crossing the Thames down here. Yeah, there we go. That's lovely. And will you go in there? It's beautiful. We're going to separate Norwich trains as well. Yeah, we'll do that at the beginning of the next episode. Otherwise, again, this is going to be like a 5-hour episode if I'm not careful. New train. Go from Lloyd's Logging down to Dover. You'll also take some fish to them, which might be nice. Automatic. I'll tell you what, just go automatic. I've done it now. Yeah, and duplicate years. Took half and half. That was kind of cool. Do we have enough fish? Yes. Do we have enough logs? Yes. Uh-oh, we've got a issue. What's going on there? Actually, what is going on there? Where is that? Bishopsgate? That shouldn't even be a thing. Oh, is it because I just changed the line? I bet it is. Yeah, you shouldn't. There's no way for you to do this. Oh dear, because I changed the line. So this is Warehouse 9 to Bishopsgate. This situation has no way of happening normally. But because of what's just what we've just changed. So what's the route details for this? It's a shame you can't flip them. Does it do anything special? It does not, really. That's fine then. It's just going to Warehouse 9, right? So we'll delete him and we'll just set him up again. Right, there we go. Yeah, sometimes when you set up lines, depending where the trains are, it can mess it right up. So that's going from there to there. We'll just set you all up again. Freight only. Apparently you'll wait until full here because you're bringing back coal. one thing you don't want to do, I'm glad this happened then. Yeah, one thing this train does not want to do then is bring coal back from Bishopsgate, which it was doing. Because then it's just taking it there and back. There we go. Lovely. Why, what do you want to be bringing back? I think you're going to be bringing back... That makes no sense what you're doing. Oh, you're just taking stuff direct. That does make sense. You are just filling up from here. You don't want to be bringing anything back to this warehouse. Absolutely. Right, Doc's going to fight us on this one. I'm happy that train did that. We wouldn't have noticed that that train would have been taking the same goods backwards and forwards, not getting paid for it, and just taking up line space. You thought you had it there, Doc, didn't you? Teasing. We've got it. There we go. You're not long for this world, Doc. Spy. Yes, Doc. I think that'll be the last time we need to use a spy. I should have made sure, really. Do we have anything else? This will be the last thing. Introductory program. There we go. All of our research will be done. This train. You don't want to be bringing anything back from Bishopsgate. You're just taking stuff to Bishopsgate to send down the line there because we have no meat on the south coast or coal. That was his whole reason for being. Right. We need another train, do we? No, we've got enough on there. They're making paper down at Dover, which is lovely. They should make a little more soon. And then they're taking it over to Warehouse 14. Before we go, let's get you a bit more wood underway. And we'll save it there. And what we'll do is we'll go around and check on the state of play when we get back. Hopefully I haven't missed any cities that have grown. It was all go today. These are about to hit a new level. So they'll be able to take a bit more. Birmingham, look at that. Birmingham will be ready as well. Alright guys, we're at the new fisheries right on the west coast. Yeah, would this be Wales? I think it would, wouldn't it? Yes, right on the west coast of Wales. I just saw someone walking around out there. Rewind it. I'm sure there was someone walking around. That was a little bit strange. I don't know what they were doing, who they were. But anyway, yeah, I've made a bit of a boo-boo on this line, which is why I chose to get on here. Our trains going to the warehouse should be on that line adjacent to us. And yes, they're all going this way and going via Wrexham. So I will change that. We'll change that at the beginning of the episode. We've still got lots to do. Lots of tidying to do. Lots of tweaking to do. Make sure we've got access to the basics for all of our cities. As long as they keep those topped up, we should be in a good place. We will go and check on our major cities. I see someone has grown on the mini-map. Bit of a spoiler. That might be Birmingham. They were due an upgrade, weren't they? Which means clothes will be a thing. Yeah, clothing is going to be a thing for the Midlands. Because apparently we were naked before then. Anyway, on that note, thank you for watching. And until next time, take care.